Jacob McGoodwin was dead to begin with. There was no doubt about that. The register of his burial was signed by the minister, the coroner, and the chief mourner.
Ebenezer Loving signed it. He was the richest man in Bowling Green. He was good for any amount of money he cared to sign his name to.
Jacob McGoodwin was dead as a doornail. If it were up to me, I would have said coffin nail, but that's not what's in the script.
There was no doubt that Jacob McGoodwin was dead. Now, this must be distinctly understood, or else nothing wonderful can come from this play that we are about to enact. And Loving never removed McGoodwin's name from the sign that hung above the door, and there it stood for years afterwards. Loving and McGoodwin.
Oh, but he was a tight-fisted, squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner, hard and sharp as flint, secret and solitary as an oyster.
Once upon a time, on Christmas Eve, Loving sat busy in his counting house.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God bless you.
Christmas? Hogwash.
Christmas hogwash? Surely you don't mean that.
I do. Merry Christmas. What reason have you got to be merry? You're poor as Job's turkey.
Now, what reason have you got to be grouchy? You're rich as King Midas.
Christmas? Hogwash.
Now, don't have a conniption fit, Uncle.
What else am I supposed to have when I live in a world of fools like this? Merry Christmas. What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older, not a day richer. If I had my way, every Tom, Dick, and Harry who goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own custard and his hide nailed up to the mantelpiece like a stocking. He would.
Uncle?
Nephew, keep Christmas in your way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? You don't keep it?
Let me leave it alone then. Fat lot of good it's ever done you.
There are a whole passel of things that have done me good, and I hadn't made one thin dime from them. Mother always taught me that Christmas was a good time. A time of kindness, charity, a time of joy. And even though it has never put a solitary particle of gold or silver, or a single greenback dollar in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and will do me good. So I say, God bless it.
Let me hear another peep out of you, Reuben Cherry, and you'll be celebrating Christmas by looking for another job. You're quite the powerful speaker, nephew. Maybe you should run for state legislature next November.
Now, don't get your long johns in a twist, Uncle. Come on, have Christmas dinner with us tomorrow. We're going to have a year-old country ham, red-eye gravy, some candied yams, a pecan pie.
You'll just have to celebrate the holidays without any help from me.
But why? Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon.
You never came to visit me before I got married, so why use that as an excuse now?
Good afternoon.
Listen, I don't want anything from you. I never asked anything of you. Why can't we just be friendly towards one another?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry with all my soul, but you are as hard-headed as a Barron County bull. Now, I made this trip in honor of Christmas and my mother, and so I say, Merry Christmas, Uncle Ebenezer.
You're mutton-headed as a Shelby County sheep, and leave your mother out of this. Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Reuben Cherry, and to all the other cherries.
Thank you, Fred. Merry Christmas to you, too, and to your new bride.
There's another one. My clerk talking about Merry Christmas on $5 a week. They're going to commit me to Western State Insane Asylum if I have to put up with much more of this nonsense.
Loving and Goodwin, I believe. Do I have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Loving or Mr. McGoodwin?
Mr. McGoodwin's been dead 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Well, I have no doubt his generosity is well represented by his surviving partner.
His generosity. You can be sure of that.
At this festive season, Mr. Loving, it is more than desirable that those of us who have the means should make some small provision for the poor and destitute, who are suffering greatly at the present time. Hundreds in the county are in need of everyday comforts, Mr. Loving. Scores in the Commonwealth in need of everyday necessities.
Are there no jail cells?
Plenty of jail cells.
And the chain gangs, are they still in operation?
They are. I wish I could say that they weren't.
And the county poorhouse is filled to capacity then?
Filled to overflowing, I'm afraid.
Oh, from what you said, I was afraid something had happened to stop them from performing their necessary function. I'm very glad to hear that.
A few of us are trying to provide those who are unfortunate with a little meat and drink and a means of warmth. We choose this time because it's the time above all others when the need is most keenly felt. Charity celebrates the act of giving, and it is better to give than it is to receive. Many of our regular contributors have found themselves inducted into the honorary order of the Kentucky Colonels. Now, what can I put you down for?
Nothing.
You'd like to remain anonymous.
I'd like to be left alone. Since you asked me what I'd like, ma'am, that's my answer. I don't make myself merry at Christmas, and I can't afford to make lazy, shiftless people merry. My taxes support the institutions I mentioned. Those who are badly off will just have to go there.
Well, many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they'd rather die, they better do it and decrease the surplus population. It's none of my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. What good would membership in the Honorary Order of Kentucky Colonels be to a man in my line of business anyway?
Well, I can see that I've come back at a bad time, and why don't I just try coming back day after tomorrow?
It's never a good time. You might as well try coming back the day before yesterday. Good afternoon, ma'am.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings.
God rest ye merry gentlemen. Be off with you. I'll give you tidings of comfort and joy. I suppose you'll want the whole day off tomorrow, won't you?
If it's convenient, sir.
Well, it's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I were to dock you 6 bits for it, you'd think you've been mighty ill-used, I bet. But I bet you don't think I'm being mighty ill-used when I pay a day's wages while you stuff yourself full of Christmas on the money I pay you.
It's only one day a year, Mr. Loving.
Poor excuse. Poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you'd have to have the whole day. Be back here all the earlier the next morning.
Oh, I will. You can be sure of that.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traveled afar. Field and mountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh,
Ebenezer Loving.
Jacob? Jacob a good one? My eyes must be playing tricks on me. Hogwash. Hogwash, I must be seeing things.
star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then? You're mighty particular for a haint.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob the Goodwin. You don't believe in me?
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because it don't take much to fool them. A little disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You might be a piece of tainted pork or a bit of underdone potato, but there's more gravy than the grave about you. Whatever you are, hogwash, I tell you, hogwash.
Oh!
Mercy, why do you trouble me?
Do you believe in me or not?
I do. I have to. But why do spirits walk the earth, and why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk among his fellow men and women and travel far and wide. And if that spirit does not go forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world, oh, woe is me, and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turned to happiness. Oh!
When did you get all filled with this revivalist zeal? You're all trussed up in shackles like a convict on the chain gang. Why? Why?
I'm wearing the chains I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Can't you feel the weight of the chain that you wear yourself? It was just as heavy and just as long as this one 7 Christmases ago. It's a ponderous chain.
Why are you so het up? Being dead has certainly made another man of you, Jacob McGoodwin. Jacob? Good old Jacob McGoodwin. Please, speak some words of comfort to me, Jacob.
I don't have any for you. I can't stay long, anytime, anywhere. Listen to me. In life, my spirit never roamed beyond the narrow confines of our money-changing hole. Now, countless weary journeys lie ahead of me.
You must have been awful slow about it, Jacob.
Slow?
7 years dead and traveling the whole time?
The whole time. No rest, no peace. The incessant torture of remorse. Oh! Captured, bound, and double chained, not to know that an eternity of regrets can never make amends for a lifetime of wasted opportunities. Yet such was I. Yes, such was I.
But you were always such a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? My fellow man was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, kindness, generosity were all my business. It's at this time of year that I suffer most. Hear me, my time's nearly gone.
I will, but please don't be so hard on me, Jacob.
I'm here to warn you that you still have a chance, a hope of escaping my fate, a chance and hope that you may thank me for, Ebenezer.
You're always such a good friend to me. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance and hope you mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you can't hope to steer clear of the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 3.
Couldn't I just take them all at once and get it over with, Jacob?
Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. The third upon the next night when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Don't look to see me again. And for your own sake, remember what's passed between us.
Hogwash! Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
What are you? Who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
The light is blinding me. Could you put it out?
What? Would you so soon put out with worldly hands the light I give?
I didn't mean any offense. What business brings you here?
Your welfare, your reclamation, take heed. Rise and walk with me.
Heaven Hill. This is where I spent my early times. I was a boy here.
Your lip is trembling. What is that on your cheek?
Nothing.
You remember the way.
Remember it? This is Buffalo Trace, just beyond Noah's Mill. Knob Creek is over there, and on the other side is Echo Springs. This place is full of wild turkey everywhere you look. And an old crow. I can walk it blindfolded.
Strange how you've forgotten it for so many years. Let's move on.
Merry Christmas. Look, it's Tom Moore, Elijah Craig, Daniel Stewart, Snotty Brown, and Stinky Foreman. They're always together. And that old Fitzgerald boy, what was his name?
These are just shadows of things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Poor boy. I wish, but it's too late now.
What's the matter?
Nothing. It's just, there was this girl singing that Christmas carol outside my window last night. I just wish I'd given her something. That's all.
Let's take a look at another Christmas.
Big brother, I've come to take you home, Ebenezer. Home, home, home.
Home, little friend?
Yes, home for good forever and ever and always. Home's so much nicer than it used to be. It's like heaven. Papa spoke so gently to me just the other night that I asked him just one more time if you could come home, and he said, yes, you should. He sent me on the train to fetch you home, and that you're to be a man and never have to come back here. You don't have to live with Cousin Ura anymore. And you're going to be apprenticed to Widow Forrester. But first, we're going to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest Christmas the whole world has ever seen.
You're quite the woman, little friend.
Always a delicate creature. The slightest breeze might have swept her away, but she had a huge heart.
So she did. You're right. There's no disputing that, Spirit. God forbid.
She died a grown woman. I think she had children.
One child.
Yes, your nephew.
Yes.
Do you know this place?
Know it? Why, I was apprenticed here. It's Widow Forrester, bless her heart. Back before the Civil War. Miss Forrester's alive again.
Yo-ho there, Ebenezer, Evan.
Woo-hoo!
Evan Williams. Bless my eyes. Yes, there he is. He was very attached to me, Evan was. Used to give the loudest rebel yell you ever heard. Built a little still behind his cabin. Poor Evan. Dear me. He was wounded at Shiloh and became a minister. He married Mariah.
Whoa up there, boys. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Ebenezer. Christmas Eve, Evan. Let's shut up the shutters before a man can say John Barleycorn. Howdy-o, Evan. Howdy-ay, Ebenezer. Clear it all away. And let's have lots of room here for the fiddlers to fiddle and the dancers to dance. Come on, boys, let's get ready for our guests. I have a cask of an ancient, aged bourbon that I don't expect to get much older. I doubt it'll last until the night is out. Woo!
A small thing to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why isn't it? She only spent a few dollars of your mortal money. A little food, a little spirits. Is that so much that she deserves such praise?
It isn't that. It isn't that, Spirit. She had the power to make us happy or unhappy, to make our labor heavy or light, a pleasure or a... It isn't possible to add and count up all the ways the happiness she brings. It's just as much as if it cost a fortune.
What is the matter?
Nothing particular.
Something, I think.
No, it's just, I wish I was able to have a word or two with Reuben Cherry just now. That's all.
My time grows short. Quick. Another idol has replaced me in your heart.
What idol has replaced you?
A golden one.
Isn't that just the double-dealing, wretched way of the world? There's nothing the world is tougher on than poverty, but money is the root of all evil.
All you have room for in your heart is money now. Every other able-bodied young man in this town has gone off to fight for something they believe in, for something greater than themselves, whichever side they choose. While others risk their lives, you profit off this war. Ever since you went into business with that scoundrel Jacob McGoodwin, you've never been the same.
Hogwash! Jacob McGoodwin is the making of me. Why not go into business with him? He's a good man of business. Widow Forrester is gone. Her business went bankrupt.
Jacob McGoodwin bankrupted her, didn't he?
It was time for me to head out on my own.
While your neighbors lose their property, the mothers, sisters, wives, the daughters left behind have lost their fathers, brothers, husbands, sons, wounded like your old friend Evan or worse.
A man of business must take advantage of every opportunity that comes along. It may never come again. And even if that were the case, even if I have grown so much the wiser, I haven't changed towards you. Have I?
Our promise is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be. You've changed. When we made our promise to each other, you were a different man.
I was a boy.
See? Your own feelings tell you you're no longer what you once were. I've thought about this, long and hard and often, and now the time has come for me to say, I'm releasing you.
Have I asked to be released?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
Something in you has changed. There's only room in your heart for one thing now, and it isn't me. Tell me, truthfully, would you seek me out and try to win me now?
You don't think so?
Believe me, it would make me happy if I could think otherwise. Heaven knows. It's taken me such a long time now to realize the truth of this, so I know how strong and undeniable it is. If you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, would you still choose a poor girl, you who measures everything by silver dollars and gold pieces? I'll release you. With a sad heart, for the love we once had for one another. I hope, with all my heart, I hope you'll be happy in the life you've chosen.
Spirit, show me no more.
Guess who I saw? Not 10 minutes ago.
No, who?
An old friend of yours. And mine.
I don't know who. Not Ebenezer Loving.
Indeed, Ebenezer Loving. He was sitting alone in his counting house, sorting his coins and scribbling away in his counting book. I hear his partner's very ill. Dying even.
Jacob McGoodwin. I never cared much for him, but still, bless his soul.
He's feeling bad for him. Once McGoodwin's gone, Ebenezer will be all alone in the world. He has nothing to do with his nephew, and he's the spitting image of Ebenezer's sister.
Fran. I remember her. Yes, Fred does resemble her. Poor Ebenezer.
It's too bad he'll never know what we have. The children. One another.
I pity him. Pity him.
He has all the money in the world.
I hope he's happy with it.
Take me home. Why must you delight in torturing me? No more. Spirit, take me away from here.
I told you, these were the shadows of things that have been, that they are what they are. Don't blame me.
Take me away. I can't bear it. Leave me. Stop haunting me.
Look here, know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look at me. You never seen the like of me before.
Never.
You never walked forth with the other members of my family.
I don't think I have. I'm afraid I haven't. Have you many brothers and sisters?
Over 1,870.
That's a tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, take me anywhere you want to. I went out last night under duress, and I learned a lesson that's working this moment. Tonight, if you have anything to teach me, I'm prepared to profit from it.
Touch my robe.
No, Spirit, I've never been here.
Where's your precious Papa got you? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And Martha weren't as late last Christmas Day by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Mama.
Come look, Martha, that's the biggest hen you ever saw. Almost big as a turkey.
Why, bless your heart, honey, you're so late.
We had a lot of work to do yesterday and had to clear it all away this morning, Mama. Who ever heard of getting married on Christmas? It is a beautiful gown, though. She'll look just like an angel in it.
Well, never mind, as long as you're here now. Sit in front of the fire, honey, and get warm, Lord bless you.
No, Papa's coming. Hi, Martha, hi.
Where's Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming on Christmas Day.
I couldn't stand to torture you another minute, Papa.
And how did Tiny Tim behave?
Oh, he was as good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much. He thinks the strangest things you've ever heard. He told me coming home that he hoped they all saw him in the church, and that it might do them some good on Christmas Day to remember who made the lame beggars walk and the blind men see. Oh, there has never been such a hen.
And the cornbread dressing.
Boiled custard.
And ham.
Wait, the pecan pie!
Oh, now bottle of Christmas cheer.
Right in front of you, Reuben, where it always is.
Merry Christmas to us all, my children, and God bless us.
God bless everyone.
Spirit, tell me if the boy will live.
I see an empty seat in the chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Oh no, kind spirit. Say he'll be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, no other of my kind will find him here. And what of him? If he's to die, then he'd better do it and decrease the surface population. It may just be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child.
Mr. Loving, a toast to Ebenezer Loving, the founder of this feast.
Founder of the feast, my fat foot. I wish I had him here in front of me. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast on, and I hope he'd choke on it. Great Granny Grunt, how can he expect you to live and raise a family on a measly $5 a week? Martha has to hire herself out as a seamstress when she should be at home working on her own trousseau, with me and Belinda helping her. But I've got to clean houses all day, not to mention our own. Peter shovels out stalls in the livery stable every day after school.
Sugar. The children. It's Christmas Day.
It'd have to be Christmas Day for me to drink the health of such a stingy, stinky, cold, bull-headed, hard-hearted, hateful, unfeeling tightwad of a horse's hind end as Ebenezer Loving. You know, Peter Reuben, nobody knows that better than you, poor man.
Sugar. Christmas Day.
I'll drink to his health. For your sake and the day's, not for his. A long life to him. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I've no doubt.
Mr. Loving!
Spirit, what place is this?
A place where miners labor in the bowels of the earth. But they know me.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is right.
In the shack, in the alleys and the slums of the city, on the bayous, in the backwoods, in the desert sands or frozen wastes, in the lush green countryside, out on the ships, out in the sea, whatever people gather in joy and love of life and love of their fellow man.
Four calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Okay.
This way. Over here. Almost. Almost, not quite.
I got you. Now I claim my prize. Mwah.
Ah, Woodford needs to learn to be much more reserved.
He's just too full of Christmas spirit.
He's too full of his own distilled spirits.
Say, Woodford, me and you want to go into business together. I think we could make our mark with your bourbon.
Not if Woodford Hutchins drinks all the profits.
Maybe your Uncle Ebenezer could invest.
Well, if we did that, he'd take over the business for himself. Did I tell you I went to see the old man the other day? And you know what he told me? He said that Christmas is hogwash, as I live and breathe. And he believed it too.
Lord love him. He's the tight-fistedest man who ever lived. He never even came to our wedding.
Well, he's a funny old fella. Not as amiable as he ought to be, but I have nothing against him.
Well, he's very rich. At least that's what you're always telling me.
Oh, but what does that matter, sweetheart? His money's no use to him. He don't do anything good with it. He don't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't even got the satisfaction of knowing that he's gonna benefit us with it someday.
Well, he's gotten on my last nerve. I've lost all patience with him.
Oh, I haven't. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. I feel sorry for him. You know why? He takes this great notion not to come have Christmas dinner with us. And what's the result? He don't miss much of a meal.
I think he missed a very good meal.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. You know, I don't have a lot of faith in these here new housekeepers. What do you say, Wood? Fur?
Oh, he never finishes anything he starts to say. I think I must have married the most ridiculous man in Warren County.
Not as long as Woodford's visiting, you haven't.
Ah, there must be some good in him. Somewhere. My mother thought the world of him. I think I shook him up some yesterday, too.
That's enough of dwelling on your disagreeable old uncle.
I'm just glad we don't have to dwell with him. Come on, let's play another game.
Yes! Let's play a kissing game.
Oh, boy. What should we play?
Yes and no?
All right. Who would like to go first?
We'll draw straws.
No, I will.
You were it on Blind Man's Bluff.
Ah.
Frank, you be it. Are you,
Give me a moment. Let me think. All right. I believe I've got it.
are you a vegetable?
No?
Are you an animal?
Yes.
Well, we all knew that.
Not necessarily.
You might have been a mineral.
Are you dead?
No?
Are you well behaved?
No.
Do you growl?
Sometimes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you live in a zoo?
A kind of zoo.
Yes or no?
No.
Would we find you on the streets of Bowling Green?
At times, yes.
Could we buy you at the market?
No. But you may see me down there.
Is it a horse?
No.
Is it an ass?
Well. No.
Is it a cow?
A cow? No.
A bull?
Only the head? But no.
A cat?
No.
A tiger!
A tiger.
Huh?
On the streets of Bowling Green. No.
A dog?
Not quite.
A pig?
Only figuratively, but no.
A bear!
Not literally. No.
I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Ebenezer.
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Most certainly is.
Is it a bear? Ought to have been the winning guess.
Oh. Ah. Mwah! That's your prize for winning the game.
Woodford, reserve.
The old man's giving us plenty of good times tonight, even though he ain't here, that's for sure. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. Now, he wouldn't take it from me, even if he were here, but for my mother's sake, he can have it nevertheless. To Uncle Ebenezer.
Uncle
Ebenezer.
Christmas
is coming and the turkey's getting fat. So won't you put a nickel in the poor man's hat? If you haven't got a nickel, then a single cent will do. If you haven't got a single cent, then God bless you. God bless you, everyone, God bless you. If you haven't got a single cent.
and God bless you.
It is time for us to go.
Please, Spirit, let's stay a little longer.
My time is short, and there is much I must show you before my time is done.
Are Spirit's lives so short?
My life on this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight at midnight. Listen, time approaches.
Pardon me, but what's that? Stirring in the shadows.
Man, look here.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's. The boy is ignorance. The girl is poverty. Beware them both, but most of all, beware this boy.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no jail cells? Are there no poorhouses?
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You're about to show me shadows of things which haven't happened, but will happen in the future. Is that so, Spirit? Ghost of the future, I'm more afraid of you than of any other spirit I've seen. But I know your purpose is to do me good, and I wish to live to be a better man than I was. I'm ready to share your company with a thankful heart. Why won't you speak to me? Lead on. The night's waning fast, and time's precious to me, I know.
No, I don't know much. Just know that he's dead.
Well, when did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Well, what did he die from? I thought that he never died.
Lord knows.
What's he done with his money?
I ain't heard. He ain't gave it to me, that's all I know.
It's likely going to be a cheap funeral. I don't know of anybody who's going, and not a single Kentucky colonel will be there.
Well, I'll go. If lunch is provided, I'll have to be fed.
I guess I'll go if no one else will.
You know, come to think of it, I don't know if I wasn't the very best friend he had. We always used to stop and speak whenever we met. Hello! Goodbye!
That's odd. I'm usually over there this time of day.
Well, if that don't beat all, if I didn't beat the cleaning lady here. Look here, here's a coincidence for you if we ain't met without a meaning to. Ah! Look who's a sneaking around the corner to join us if it ain't the Undertaker. Now that we're all here, I guess we can get on with it.
Couldn't have met up at a better place. Come on in back. There ain't such creaky old pieces of metal as them old hinges. There ain't such creaky old bones as my own. We well suited to each other. Come on in back. Come on in back.
Well, what are the odds? What are the odds, Miss Van Winkle? Everybody's got a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
That's true enough indeed, Ida. True enough, no man more so.
Well, don't stand there staring like you's a feared woman. Who's gonna know? It's not like we're gonna be picking nits off each other's clothes, I suppose.
No, indeed.
You know, I ain't seen you around a while, Miss Van Winkle. How's your old man?
Oh, Ida, still the same. Dead drunk. And so's Pappy Van Winkle. He's been missing since before Thanksgiving.
You know, Vito wanted to keep his things with him after he was dead, the stingy old skinflint. He should have acted more like a real human being when he's alive. If he had, he'd had someone to look after him when he was took by death, instead of laying there gasping out his last breath all by himself alone.
It's the truest word that ever was spoke, Ida. It's nothing but a judgment on him.
And I wish it was a little heavier one, too. And it would have been. Could depend on that. If I could have just laid my hands on anything else. Open up the bundle, Josie. Let me see what it's all worth. Tell me true now. I ain't afeard to be the first, and I ain't afeard for them to see what it's all worth. We all knew we was just a helping ourselves before we come here, I believe. Open her up, bundle, Josie.
What we got here? A seal, pencil case, collar stays, shirt studs, cuff links, stick pin. Ain't worth a whole lot. There's your account, and I wouldn't give you another penny if I was to be boiled alive for not doing it. Who's next? Bed sheets, towels, pants, shirts, vest, socks, pair of silver teaspoons, sugar tongs, 2 pair of boots. I always give too much to my friends. It's a weakness of mine. Gonna be the ruination of me. There's your account. And if you ask me for another penny and call it to question, I'll repent being so liberal and I'll knock off 6 bits.
Here, open up my bundle, Josie.
What is this? Bed curtains?
Yep, bed curtains.
You don't mean to tell me that you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Yes, I did.
He's born to make a fortune, and you'll do it too.
Well, I can't see you holding my hand back when I can just get something more than just by reaching out, especially not from a man such as likes of him. Now, don't be dripping that coal oil on them there blankets, Josie.
His blankets?
Well, whose do you think? It's not like he's going to catch a cold or anything, not where he's a-going.
He didn't die of anything a-catching, did he?
Oh, no. Don't you be feared about that, woman. I didn't like his company so much that I'd have stuck around for such things as these if he had a. And you can peer through that shirt till your eyes ache, and you won't find a hole, nope, nor a threadbare place. It's finest he had. They'd have wasted on him if it hadn't have been for me.
What do you mean, wasted it?
Somebody was fool enough to put it on him to be buried in. But I took it back off him! If calico ain't good enough for such purpose, it ain't good for nothing. It's just as becoming to the body. It ain't gonna look any uglier or nothing it did than that. You see, it all boils down to this. He frightened us all away when he's alive, just so we could profit from him when he was dead.
Spirit, I see. case of this poor man might be my own. My life's leading that direction now. Lord of mercy, what's this? Spirit, this is a dreadful place. When I leave here, I will not leave its lessons behind. Trust me, let's leave. I understand. I'd do it if I could. I can't bring myself to look, Spirit. If there's any person in this town who feels emotion caused by this man's death, show me, Spirit, I beg of you.
What's the news?
Bad?
Is it to be ruination in the poorhouse for the two of us?
Oh no, there's some hope, Caroline.
If he relents, there is. There's always hope. If a miracle happens.
Oh, he's past relenting. He's dead. I thought the cleaning lady was just putting me off last night when I went to ask for a week's grace, but it was true. Not only was he gravely ill, he was dying.
Who ought that be transferred to?
I got no idea. But before then, we ought to have the money ready from killing them hogs. And even if we don't, it wouldn't be likely whoever took over the note to be as merciless old scallywag and carpetbagger as he was.
Look, you're awful. Well, that just ain't Christian.
We can sleep with light hearts and easy minds tonight, Caroline.
Let me see some tenderness connected with the death. Or that dark grave, Spirit, we left just now, will haunt me forever.
But Jesus called them unto him and said, Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of God.
The color hurts my eyes. There. They're better now. It makes them weak by candlelight, and I wouldn't show weak eyes to your papa when he comes home for the world. It must be near his time.
It's a little behind. I think he's been walking slower these past few evenings, Mama.
I've known him to walk with Tiny Tim on his shoulders. Very fast indeed.
So have I.
So have I. But he was very light to carry. And your papa loved him so much, it was no trouble. No trouble. And here's your papa at the door.
Don't, Papa. Don't be so sad.
You have the finest sewing hand in all of Warren County. See where Martha gets it from. It looks like it'll be done long before Sunday.
Sunday? You went today then, Reuben?
Yes, dear. I wish you could have gone, but you'll see it often enough. I told him I'd be there every Sunday. Oh, my little child. My little child. I ran into Mr. Loving's nephew, Fred. He said, I'm very sorry about your son, Mr. Cherry. I'm very sorry for your good wife. How he ever knew that, I'll never know.
Knew what, dear?
Why, that you're a good wife.
Well, everybody knows that.
That's right, son. I hope they do. Very sorry about your good wife, and if there's any way that I can be of any help, then just come around and see me. It seems as if he had known our Tiny Tim and had felt with us.
He sounds like a good soul.
You'd be surer of it, dear, if you saw him and spoke with him. But look here. He authored Peter a better job. He's going to be pasting labels on the bottles at Mr. Fred's new distillery.
Did you hear that, Peter?
Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting up house for himself before long.
Ah, Martha.
Well, it's just as likely as not. One of these days. Well, however and whenever we all part from one another, I know, my children, that none of us will ever forget poor Tiny Tim.
Never, Papa. No, never.
Never.
And I know, my children, that when we recollect how patient he was and how gentle he was, that we will never quarrel among ourselves.
No, never.
Well, I'm very happy. Very happy.
Shadow, something tells me our time together is coming to an end. Tell me who that man was we saw lying in the grave. Before I draw near to that stone, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that might be only? Our deeds foreshadow certain ends. But if the deeds be departed from, the ends will change, won't they? Say it so with what you show me. Am I the man lying in the grave? No. Oh, no, no, Spirit. Hear me. I'm not the man I used to be. Why show me this if I'm beyond all hope? Good Spirit. Tell me that I can change the shadows that you've shown me by changing my life. I will honor Christmas and keep it in my heart all year long. I will not shut out the lessons of the past, the present, or the future. Oh, tell me I can wipe the writing on this stone away. I will live in the past, the present, and the future all at once. The spirits of all three will live in me. Oh, Jacob, a good one. Heaven in the Christmas time be praised for this. I say it on my knees, old Jacob. The bed curtains, they're still here. I'm here. The shadows of the things that would have been can be dispelled. They will be. I know they will. I don't know what to do. I feel light as a feather, happy as an angel, merry as a schoolboy. I feel I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to all. A Happy New Year to the whole wide world. Hello. Look, there's the door the ghost of the good one entered through. There's where the ghost of Christmas present stood. It all happened. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've lived among the spirits. I don't know a single solitary thing.
Rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day.
Hello? Hello, up here. What What's today?
Huh?
What's today, my fine young carolers?
Today, like Christmas Day, of course.
It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in just one night. They can do anything they like. Of course they can. Whoa, stop, my little lady.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the butcher shop located catty corner to T.W. Samuel's Feed and Grain Store?
Well, I should hope so.
Bright girl, a remarkable girl. Do you know they sold the prize smoked turkey that was hanging there? Not the little prize turkey, the big one.
You mean the one as big as me?
A remarkable girl. It's a pleasure to talk to her. Why, yes, my little lassie.
It's hanging there right now.
Go and buy it for me.
Say, what are you trying to pull? You're nutty as a fruitcake. Are you drunk?
No, I'm serious. Go wake up Mr. Jim Beam if you have to, and buy it. Come bring him back here so I can give him directions on where to take it. Come back with it, man, I'll give you 2 bits piece. Come back in less than 5 minutes, I'll give you a silver dollar.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, then roll familiar carol play, and wild and sweet the words repeat, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. I thought how as the day had come, the breeze of our Christian death, and woven the unbroken song, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, look as we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing and sleigh and come tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Look, here's the turkey. Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Beam, and to all the other Beams.
Are you all right? You don't seem much like yourself today, Mr. Lovett.
I'm more myself today than I've been in quite some time. And what's your name, my fine little girl?
Carrie, sir. Carrie Nation.
What a fine name. What a fine young lady. Now here's another silver dollar if you carry the turkey for Mr. Beam. Now, Mr. Beam, this turkey is to go to Reuben Cherry in the Delafield district. He won't know who sent it. He must never know who sent it. Tell him he won first prize in a raffle. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. Good morning, ma'am. Merry Christmas to you.
Mr. Lovey of Lovey and McGoodwins, I believe.
My dear lady, howdy do. I hope you had a wealth of success yesterday. A Merry Christmas to you.
Mr. Loving?
Yes, that's my name, and I'm afraid that's not very pleasant to you. Let me make up for that. will you have the goodness to accept?
Mr. Loving, are you serious?
Please, and not a single red cent less. There's a whole tobacco warehouse, from the floor to the rafters, filled with back payments included, and I assure you. Will you do me that favor?
Colonel.
Come see me tomorrow. Don't just try, do.
I will. What time?
Well, let's say lunchtime. We could have some lunch and a little eggnog with some very old Barton as well.
I will certainly be there.
Thank you. I'm much obliged to you. Thank you 50 times over. Bless you. Good morning, Miss Pettigo. Is my nephew home?
Yes, sir. He's in the dining room with, is something the matter? I'll let him know you're here.
No, nothing like that. He invited me. Thank you. Nothing, I'll just, Fred!
Well, bless my soul. Who is that? Is that...
It's your Uncle Ebenezer. Will you let me in, Fred?
Here? Uncle Ebenezer, you'll never know how happy you've made Fred. Please come in, join us.
I never thought I'd live to see the day that...
Can you ever forgive a stubborn old fool who's had no eyes to see nor ears to hear with after all these years? I never realized until last night just how much you resemble your dear, sweet mother.
Mother, I know, thought the world of you as well, Uncle Ebenezer.
I understand you're interested in going into the bourbon business.
Yes. Thinking of calling it Old Ebenezer.
Here we come a-wassailing among the leaves of green. Here we come a-one drinks of fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you also too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. We are not daily beggars that beg from door to door, but we are neighbors' children whom you have seen before. Love and joy come to you, and to you also too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year.
Is that you, Reuben Cherry? What do you mean by coming in here this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. Just running a little bit behind time today, Mr. Loving.
You are, yes, I think you are. Step this way, if you please.
It's only one day a year, sir. It won't happen again. You see, I was just making a little merry yesterday. Old Jim Beam brought by a prize smoked turkey, and he said that we had won it in a raffle, but I don't even recollect buying a raffle ticket.
Now, I'll tell you what, my friend, I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing anymore. Therefore, I am going to have to raise your salary A Merry Christmas, Reuben. A Merrier Christmas I've given you for many a year. I'm going to help you out with that family of yours, and we'll discuss it all this very afternoon over a nice hot toddy, Reuben. One day, maybe you can paint out the good one's name and put yours up there. But for right now, let's build the fires and buy another scuttle full of coal before you cross another T or dot another I, Reuben Cherry.
Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we are gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
That old sinner Ebenezer Lovin was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he became like a second father.
Colonel Levin became as good a friend, as good an employer, and as good a man as this good old town or any other good old town in the county or good old Commonwealth, country, or world.
Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he just let them laugh and paid them no mind.
His own heart laughed, and that was enough for him.
And he had no further truck with spirits. Well, at least not those kind of spirits.
And from that Christmas on, it was said that he knew how to keep Christmas in his heart, if anyone alive possessed the knowledge.
May that be said of us, and all of us.
And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone! And in my wine.
Joy to the world.